Yes, sir. We are back with From Your Endz podcast, and we have a special guest, SinSeer. What's up, broski?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, yo.
What's up?
How you doing, yo? It's been a minute, bro.
Yeah, man, just staying alive. You know what I mean? Keep my head up above water these days.
Yeah, that's good, man. Like, we've been keeping in touch with you and seeing your socials and everything,
Yes,
and
sir.
we just want to ask you like a lot of questions and just tap in with you, bro. You know
Absolutely,
what I'm saying?
man. I'm an open book, bro. Anything.
Yes, sir. Like, first of all, like, we just want to ask you about your transition. Like, we've seen that you've been a hip hop artist and
Mm-hmm.
you transitioned to a Christian rapper.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
how did that came about? And
That was
blessings on that, man.
I appreciate that first
Yeah,
off,
yeah,
but yeah, it's been a long road. First off, it was came last summer.
yeah,
Me and my stupidness got into the drinking a little bit too heavy. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
got
yeah,
behind the wheel and did some stupid foolery. Ended up getting
yeah.
myself locked up and woke up in a cell with no memory. You know what I mean? It's all in the
Holy,
Yeah, bro. I
damn.
made a bunch of posts about it, a bunch of content, Like
Yes,
I said, I'm
summer's
an open.
crazy, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the thing about it was there's a lot of emotional relationship drama, but
yeah.
that's a whole nother story. That's not the real issue at this hand. The issue at
Oh
hand was the
yeah,
drinking, right?
they're
So
drinking. Yeah.
woke up, and I was just like, all right, no more of this. And I just
Hmm.
got on my knees, and I grew up in the church with my dad as a reverend, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean, Christianity is a familiar place for me. So I just got on
yeah.
my knees and prayed. And from that day, haven't had another drop of liquor since.
Damn,
And I just
that's good,
went
man.
10 months sober this past Sunday. So
Hey, congrats to that,
I
bro. Like,
appreciate it. Thank you.
I know it's hard, being sober, especially in the music industry and everything, man. And
Yes. Yes, it is.
and especially we live in Kitchener too, so
A bunch of hooligans here, man.
everyone be drinking, smoking, doing this, doing
Absolutely.
that. But it's good that you're on a straight path now, and
It is,
yeah,
man.
man, salute to you, man.
That's all I'm trying to do, and now I'm just putting it in the music,
Yeah,
The first little bit that I just dropped that just came out a couple months ago,
yeah,
been off the scene for a minute, but that
yeah.
was my testimony, I put it out
Mhm.
there. It's just like from start to finish, questioning my own life and then ending with saying I'm going to take my life back through the music. So
Exactly.
been away for a minute, still got some things to deal with, but figure it's
Yeah.
about time to reappear. So
Okay,
here I
okay.
am.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the album's called Identity Crisis, right?
Yes, the prologue, Identity Crisis.
The prologue, yes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, we noticed that you have Chris Calico on it actually.
Yep. Yes,
So,
sir.
that's dope, man. Congrats on that.
Yeah, I
And
appreciate it,
we
though.
see your Spotify is actually booming, man.
Yeah, it's starting to
So
grow
much.
finally. It's
So
finally starting to
finally,
pick up.
yeah,
Well,
man.
doing things the right way,
Yeah,
getting the social content out
oh
there, keeping
yeah,
the Spotify active and stuff like that. So
exactly. So, how did that collab came about? And
actually, it was lucky break actually for me because this one guy that I work with, his name's Wishmaster Beats. I get some beats from him,
yeah,
and he offered out this pack that just had some features on it. So I was just like, all right, let me spend the extra bit of dough. I'll
yeah.
grab that, and it was one of the pre-made features, so it wasn't like catered to me.
Oh
But
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
I'll
Oh
cheat
yeah,
the
yeah.
system a little bit if I have to on the way up, right? So.
Yeah, who cares,
That's what it
man?
was, and the lyrics just kind of hit proper because it was all
Yeah,
about being a troublemaker. I'm being in trouble. I'm a troublemaker by law,
yeah,
troublemaker by my friends and relationships. So it just kind of fit, and I just let a bunch of my anger out on that. So
yeah.
his wife is on it too. That's the female vocal in it. So yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
dope. It was banger.
Damn, that's sick, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have any other upcoming albums in the future, or is it gonna be hip hop, or is it gonna be still on the Christian journey,
No,
or
it's still on the Christian journey, but
yeah, yeah,
I'm trying to help revamp what Christian music sounds like, right? Because
yeah,
everybody they hear Christian rap and they're like,
yeah,
they automatically dismiss it, right? So it's like
yeah,
in the world of music, one, you already have it hard being a rapper, and now I just doubled down being a Christian rapper, right? Like,
yeah,
so my path is a lot more niche, it's a lot more secluded, but
exactly.
there's a few rappers out there now that are kind of changing the game. They're putting a little bit more intensity with it, like you hear in the
Yeah,
mainstream secular world. Now I'm trying to bring that, just add a
exactly.
little bit more intensity on the Christian side of
Yeah,
things.
Lecrae's one of them. Obviously,
Yeah,
he's been in the game
Lecrae's good.
for
Yeah.
longest time.
Yeah, man, Lecrae's there. Kieran
Yeah.
the Light, he's pretty dope too.
Hmm.
Who
Who
else is out
else?
there? Hulvy's there, and like I said, there's a couple guys, Zonti.
Yeah.
There's a few that I'm starting to listen. I still got to find my way. I'm still really new with navigating this music scene too.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. I'm really tapped in with the Christian. Well, not tapped in, but I do lot of research on the Christian rap,
yeah,
community and everything.
yeah,
And
for sure,
I see that it's obviously I feel it's starting to become more mainstream a bit. You know what I
it
mean?
is. It
But
definitely is.
they're starting starting to incorporate the mainstream sound.
Yep,
But I
100%.
don't know. I feel that's sort of I don't know. I feel like let's start like brains away from like the difference. I don't know, like the concept of Christian rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
see,
like
that's what people are fearful of, right? Like they
yeah,
don't want to take away what the message is supposed to mean by
yeah.
how it sounds in comparison to
Hmm.
what the world music sounds like, right?
Yeah,
But
because like I went to a Christian like rap like concert before, and
yeah,
it's like a retreat or whatever, and
yeah, yeah,
like it's basically like a rap concert, natural rap concert, but like without alcohol. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
exactly. Yeah.
some people do like sneak in alcohol. You know what I mean? And it's like
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
pretty
whoa,
bad. I mean, you try your
yeah,
best to try and keep it out, right?
yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
mean, kids are going
So
to be kids, and that's just people
yeah,
are going to be people. That's just how it is. But
yeah. So
yeah, when all my experiences when I grew up and like had Christian events and retreats and different things like that, I
mhm,
went to concerts and it felt just like a regular concert. But yeah, like you
yeah,
said, there's no alcohol being served,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
it's a different atmosphere, and it's just
yeah.
something you have to get adjusted to, right? That's just part of the journey.
Yeah, I feel like like the modern day like Christian, like I don't know, that's gonna be like a different discussion, but like I'd like to challenge that because
100%.
like the modern day Christians like let's say like Kanye West and Justin Bieber, they like
Ah,
wanna like
yeah, they're the
people
ones kind of ruin it for the rest of
yeah,
us, man.
sort of like ruining it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
so I mean, it's one thing to make a song that has Jesus in it, and like
yeah,
it's like, oh, that was cool. It was like you made a song that was gospel, but that's
yeah,
not who you are as a person, right? Like
yeah, like
Christianity is a lifestyle. It's not just a choice you make on a day to day basis. So like
yeah,
you have to make it. It's an adjustment. It's a way that's of life. It's led by faith and the instructions through the Bible, right? So
yeah,
that's why Christianity is so divided even amongst the church. And
yeah.
that's a huge problem now too. That again, whole nother different discussion. But in the
Exactly.
world of music, it's still very divided. But we're trying to unify that, and hopefully, I could be a puzzle piece in that.
Yeah, like, do you think Kanye West is a fake Christian or like a real Christian or
Ah, don't cancel me on this, but nah, he ain't about it, man.
yeah,
I like it. There's this. They call it a spirit of discernment, right? It's being able to see like what's real from what's wrong,
yeah,
and the way that it works in that kind of limelight is there's a lot of behind the scenes motives and ulterior things at play.
yeah,
And so they're masked very easily in the limelight, in the commercial spotlight like that.
exactly.
And so when people get hooked on someone like Kanye, and then all of a
Hmm.
sudden they think, oh, this is Christianity. It's like, no, it's really not. Christianity only comes from one source, and that's the Bible,
Exactly.
man. So
Amen to that. Like I've seen like viral like videos of like reverends like this year getting caught in 4K,
yeah,
just like stealing money from the church or
yeah,
whatever. You
man.
know what I mean?
It's
Like
corrupt, man. The church is
yeah.
corrupt these
I
days.
feel like lots of like rappers or like influencers are like becoming reverends now just for like the money now and
Yeah, it's pretty
starting to become
bad.
a cash grab now for
Yeah, it's pretty, and that's the thing about social media, right? Like, it's as someone sees something that works, people want to hop on and make it a trend,
yeah,
and then that's again more division gets created that way, and people follow the false things instead of the true things, and
yeah.
it just scatters further down the web, right?
Yeah, man.
It's brutal.
I don't know. Yeah. I've been doing my research on that, so
Yes,
I
sir.
feel like
It's a tough topic. It's a tough
yeah,
topic,
yeah,
man.
tough topic. But anyways, let's go back, to like when you're like a little kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
First starting out in this music game, like how did you like start to
man.
become a rapper and
Well,
how did it like came about, man?
music started for me at a very young age, first of all. I was playing piano thanks to my mom at the age of 4.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I was hitting them keys nice and young. I played that for a few years. I did band in school. I
yeah.
carried piano with me through youth group at church and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
But
nice. Yeah.
it only started to come about really in my young adult ages when I started DJing first. And then everybody kind of looked at me like, why would you pick up DJing? Like, get into
Yeah.
beat making. Like, you're making beats. And I was like, whatever. Did my own lane for a bit, did
Yeah.
all right with that. Got a residency for a couple months, and it was all right. But DJing definitely didn't stick with me as it should have. And then what it is, I transferred, and then beat making, and then from beats, I was like, all right, well, let me see how my lyrics feel on top. And I had this
Yeah.
one beat called Scribbles, and I was like, all right, cool, well, that's all right. Threw my own lyrics on it, and people heard it. I was like really, really new, right?
Oh,
So to
yeah.
my friends, it sounded dope, but when I
Yeah.
heard it
Yeah.
back, I'm like, whatever. But people kept
Yeah.
saying, pursue it, pursue it.
Hmm.
And I can't remember what happened, but things just kind of fell apart in my life at one point, and then
Yeah.
I took a chance on one of those beat packs, and that Wishmaster guy that I mentioned earlier,
Oh,
I was just
yeah.
like, whatever. He had this 5 beat pack, whatever. I was like,
Okay.
forget it, let me try.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he had some good things, and that's where actually my first single that I released, "Can't Do It Like Me," came from that beat pack. So, and then once I released that, people were like, "Yo, you got something," and then it kind of just took off from there. And then, you know, over the years, I've been doing this 4.5, going on 5 years now. So just gotta hone the craft. And
so this was 2021.
2021. Yeah.
Pandemic times.
So technically, my first single actually still came from that beat back, but it was a lyric video that I did. It was called "War Cry" on YouTube, but we don't need to talk about that. And then, so that was my first actual Spotify release, like on streaming platforms and stuff like that. And that's kind of what got me. That's still getting in the playlist even now today, 4 years later, even with no cred to my name, right? So
that's good, man.
Something's there.
Yeah, that's sick, yo. Well, yeah, like what's it called? So which rapper like influenced you to like, you know, like to become a rapper? Just or was it just because of like the musical background that you had? Or
there's definitely influences.
Yeah, like who influenced you? Like who's your like top 5 rapper that like just influenced you like in the game?
All right, top 5 influences. I like that.
Yeah,
okay, so number 1 would be Nas.
Yeah, Nas.
Nas for his storytelling. DMX for his raw truth.
Yes. Rest in peace, DMX.
Yeah, rest in peace to the dog.
Yeah.
Locksmith for his like syllable lyricism. Locksmith he's a G with that stuff.
Yeah.
And then from there, it would probably be NF, because he was like the other real mainstream kind of Christian,
NF?
the Christian artist, quote unquote, that is in the mainstream light. And then the actual one who got me to release music was Dax. He's on the list simply because I met him. I did a meet and greet in one of the shows that he came to in Toronto.
That's dope.
And instead of taking my little time to talk with him and get to know him, but I actually played him my song "Murder City."
Yeah.
And he heard it.
Did you like it?
And he was banging to it, man. Like he was he had that face of like, oh, I don't want to stop listening, but he had to like let go, right? So he's like, and he actually told me, yo, let it like message me when that song comes out. He told me to let him know. And then like I hopped off the stage and I like ran out the club. I was hype. I was like, what? No way. And then that was the very moment that I was like, okay, I'll do this. And then it was about 3 weeks later that song dropped, and then I had a couple songs over the next couple months drop from there, and off I went.
Nice. Do you think you'd ever like collab with Dax in the future then?
I would love to. I feel like he's got the same kind of like upbringing as I do, as far as like cultural things and understanding how Christianity and stuff works. And so it'd be nice to be able to collab. That'd be, and considering he's Canadian too, so that's a nice Canadian collab right there too. That'd be dope.
I love to collab with Dax. Not gonna lie to him.
Yeah, that'd be sick, man.
It's pretty dope. Yeah. So do you have like any like upcoming like albums like dropping soon, or?
Well, I'm working on a few things. I'm working on some singles right now. I did have a plan in motion. I think that's gonna kind of divert. Because it was called the Prologue Identity Crisis, right? So obviously I was leading up to something with that.
Exactly.
And so I was thinking of dropping another 3-song EP called Identity Crisis, and I have a couple songs that are done. One of them is actually titled Identity Crisis. Another one's called Hold On, which is like a very big one that deals with suicide and depression. And then there was another one about looking forward to the future. So it's just like a 3-song wrap up of everything, right? But like hit the critical hard feelings. And then from there, it was time to start the journey into the Christian rap. It's like I just, because I got it tattooed on my chest, which is another EP called Chapter Close, and like that stuff is finally starting to come to fruition now. Like everything's starting to come to an end that once was, and now I'm making way for something that now can be.
So like your next album's gonna be like a Christian like rap album.
Yeah. So I'm already working on a title. I think a working title. I'm not gonna give it away, so none of y'all can steal that. I've got a song done already. That one's in the works. I'm gonna try and get in the studio for that. That one's a banger. It's an anthem. It's gonna have some female vocals on the hook. And it's pretty much just me saying, hey, look, I'm a different person now. And I'm walking in the light of God instead of walking in the way of the devil like I was before. So
man,
that's the way things are gonna go.
Congrats to that, bro. It's hard transition into a different genre, and then just bettering yourself in total, man. And congrats on that, bro.
Absolutely, because it's a hard road, not everybody's gonna look at me the same, and I understand that. I still got a lot of work to do. I'm not perfect by any means, and we all walk in sin, so it's an everyday battle, right? Like I'm just trying to work on myself. I already got clean from the drinking and the drugs, I'm trying to almost done quitting smoking, and then the weed's gonna be next. And
baby steps, man.
Baby steps, you know what I mean? So that's it.
Do you still go to Life of Dreamer Studio, or Like do you still go to 23
Yeah, I
trampoline and
still
stuff?
rock with 23. I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
I peeped him earlier this week to see if I could get in
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Because I was in the studio yesterday, and like, yeah, he was telling me. No, I told him that I'm gonna be interviewing you today, and
Yeah,
yeah, he was saying that you're a Christian rapper now and stuff,
yeah.
and like he wasn't like making fun of you or anything. Like
No,
he
no,
said
no.
he's pretty dope, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
he actually
yeah,
produced
yeah.
most of, I think, all of my last album. Actually,
Hmm.
the Prologue Identity Crisis. He produced
Oh,
all of
shit.
that.
Oh, damn.
So yeah,
Okay,
it
that's
was just
dope.
him and I working through it. So he knows the whole transition that
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
making
yeah,
from
yeah,
behind the scenes
yeah.
too, right?
Exactly. So like
So
he's been there.
yeah,
So
he's
like
been there. He's done
yeah,
that. Him and I have been talking about like how to get your name out there, what you got to do for
yeah,
media and all that kind of stuff. And
exactly.
we talked about it a little spiritually too, because it's the grind you don't want to do, right? Because social
Yeah.
media is like the devil's playground and all that. But as
Not
an
for real.
artist, like what else are you supposed to do? Get out there in today's day and age. It's not just about the talent; it's a popularity
Yeah,
contest now
yeah,
too,
yeah.
right?
These
So
days, to, like make it in the rap game. I want to like like give everyone their gems and everything, but
right,
you gotta just like show face more. You know what I mean? You know what
absolutely,
I mean? And like do what we're doing right now, being on a podcast.
yeah, absolutely.
Doing YouTube vlogging. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the
And
thing.
TikToks and
I might
all that
even
kind of
start on the
stuff.
streaming thing too. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Because I was doing the TikToks before, and like I said, I've been out the game for a minute with
yeah,
that. So I got to come back. And content doesn't bother me, but it's how to engage people with it, right?
yeah,
So I
yeah,
think I'm gonna let people in, bring them into my world. It's just like watch me through the transition of who I was into who I'm
yeah.
becoming. And so whatever that may be, maybe like a Sunday morning devotional, like just come hang out with me on Sunday while I'm doing my Christian
Exactly.
thing, or just hang out with me in the studio while I'm making a beat or
Yeah,
something. You know what I
man.
mean?
Yeah,
So
for sure.
it is what it is.
Yeah, like like what do you like start like doing like like motivational like speeches for like the young people like in like Kitchener, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah,
perform whatever for like the young crowd. Would you start doing that more often then since
I might. Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I will. Just because. I mean, actually,
More community work. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
funny that you bring that up because through
Yeah.
my recovery program that I attended, Celebrate Recovery, shout out Celebrate Recovery at Creekside.
Hmm.
I've been attending that since October,
Yeah.
and that has been the number one staple for me to stay
Yeah.
sober and clean. So they're actually introducing a new program for the youth. It's called The Landing, and
Okay.
we're hoping, sorry, to introduce it,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping to be a part of it, be one of the leaders that can actually help generate some positive influence for the youth that decide to come in and take a lesson from some of the older folks around them.
Yeah, that's dope. Definitely count me in that because I'd love to like give like the young ones like a lecture about just about responsibility.
Absolutely,
Growing
man.
up. You know what I mean? Because there's like young people like like 13, 14. Like with blickies. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, man.
And I know.
Keeping a stick on them for real,
Yeah,
bro.
for real, yo.
It's crazy. And so that's
Yeah,
the thing is like we grew up in an environment here, right? Like our generation is different than this one growing
yeah,
up, but
yeah,
our generation was still pretty crooked, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, yeah.
everywhere we turned, we could find whatever we want that was criminal, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
if you have that kind of exposure in your life, you need some kind of positive exposure too to help
yeah.
keep you away from that. And so
Facts.
like I was talking about this with my friends, like there's no community center drop-ins anymore. There's no youth hangouts, you know what I mean?
Nah.
Like there's nothing for that teenage crowd to actually keep them off the streets.
Well, it's because everyone just wants to smoke weed now, and
Well, that's all they
yeah,
know,
yeah,
right?
that's all they know
That's all
now.
they're
Yeah,
aware of. That's all their world tells
yeah,
them is okay. But
yeah,
I'm hoping that maybe one day, if I make it with enough money in my pocket, I just put up a
yeah,
building somewhere where it's like, yo, youth can come in, volunteer, run,
yeah,
teach them some courses, let them get some free training for some
yeah.
skills outside of school. You know what I mean?
Maybe like free studio time too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Like,
Develop their
yeah,
artist programs
exactly.
and all that kind of stuff. It'd be great
Hmm.
to just have that kind of stuff available for the kids because
Yeah,
then you could develop better habits instead of how much weed they can smoke in a day,
yeah, yeah. I know that like with Dreamers, they be having free kids that come in like once a week and do like make a song or two. You know what I mean? But
Nice. That's
I feel
proper.
like more people like more like studios in Kitchener and around you need to do that more
Yeah, for
often. You know
sure.
what I
That'd be
mean? And
great. You know what I mean? Like I said, if even if I could open up a place, like you said, a studio time, just even if it
yeah,
was business throughout the week and then it's one day, it's like this is free
exactly,
drop-ins for anybody who can, who wants to
exactly
come make a song, but first
for
come, first
real.
serve type basis, right?
Yeah, man.
And then, being able to let's say throw a festival or throw a concert. Like I'm even thinking about Christian EDM music now too, right?
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
no, trust me,
Oh
I'm on a whole
damn.
different level. I'm trying to unify it in a way where it's
That's
just like
sick.
that's a dangerous playground also, right?
Christian
Because of the
EDM.
drugs, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's we'll see how the Lord wants to navigate me with stuff. But I have so many creative ideas now with how to try and reach different people just because of the way that I grew up. So
Yeah,
hopefully the music speaks for
yeah.
itself.
Now Christian EDM, now that'd be dope actually. Yeah.
There's some out there
For
now.
real?
Trust me. Yeah, there's some out there. I bump it when it's the hot
Yeah.
days and I'm just in the car, man. I'll throw it on. It's just because a lot of it too, right? Like when it's what you listen to when you become a Christian too, right? So a lot of the EDM, it's all about getting messed up and
Yeah.
drugs and drinking and having sex. And it's just like, you don't want to pollute your mind with that when you're on the path that I'm walking, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm just trying to be like, all right, well, how can we create some music that sounds opposite to that mainstream
Yeah,
sound?
exactly. Okay. I have one question for you.
Yeah, man.
Okay, let's say like you're on the island, you know what I mean, and you're like stuck, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What are the three? No, what are the five albums like you listen to if you're like stuck on the island,
Oof.
and like you'd like just have them on repeat as you're going through your journey, yeah?
As I'm going through my journey.
Trying to go back to like
I wish I knew more Christian albums to say right now. So
Yeah,
unfortunately, I don't have those on lock. So
Yeah.
I'll tap into what my old albums used to be.
yeah, old albums.
New York State of Mind.
Yes.
Not Illmatic by Nas.
Yeah.
Illmatic for sure. Let's see. Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood by DMX. Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park.
Okay.
That's my number one
Yeah.
album of all time. Little Easter egg for you. Y'all didn't know that. So yeah, Linkin Park. Let's see. I'm trying to think of all the favorites that I've listened to before.
Yeah.
Actually, Recovery by Eminem. Let's see. What's number 5? Ooh, Loyal to the Game by Tupac is pretty good too.
It doesn't say Tupac. Yeah,
that's
definitely
pretty in there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a solid 5. Yeah.
That's a solid 5. Okay. That's a sub, bro. I don't want to talk like controversy, but
here we go.
This is what it's like. I like here on the streets. Like, what's it called? Did you had or no? Did you had like backstage like heats with Maxos like was it last year? Yeah, like last year.
I don't even know what happened with that, to be honest with you. Yeah, like I remember something happening, and
Yeah.
like one of the girls had said something, and like I don't remember something. Like
Yeah.
all I said,
Yeah,
I can't remember. I said something
at a Robbie G show or something.
Yeah, it was a Robbie G show. I remember that.
Yeah.
Maxos was either before me or after me. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And I think he was doing like one of his like scream rap performances or something like that. And I just said something along the lines like that's not for me or whatever like that. And some girl took some huge offense to it. And started coming at me.
Apparently that was like his girlfriend or something, I think. Yeah.
I don't even know who it was. Like so honestly, it was literally just somebody overheard something that I said like walking by an exchange.
Okay.
Like, I didn't even talk to Max Sauce himself about it. So I have no idea.
Okay, yeah. Like now I just heard there was like a like backstage like heat or whatever.
Nah, I mean I've talked to Max Sauce since then and we're fine. So
okay.
If there was anything, my bad, bro. But like to my knowledge, it was just a weird altercation and then I just kind of dismissed it. There was nothing to it for me.
Yeah, like sometimes like if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it.
Yeah.
And it's good to be honest.
Everything's for everybody, right?
Good to be honest with your peers, you know what I mean? And help them get better and if it's not it, it's not it. You know what I mean?
Man. Everybody's got their own niche and how they want to perform and how they want to make music, right?
Exactly.
And you just got to be familiar with the fact that not everybody's going to appreciate what you do, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. And
yes,
like I said, I'm cool with Max Sauce. I knew exactly what he was doing. It's just I didn't realize that's what it was the first time I heard it. Like that was, I think, my first time hearing him. So it was just a little bit of an adjustment period.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah. No, I'm just wondering. You know what I mean? Just like
all good, man.
Streets is wondering. So
Streets be clear. Streets is watching, man. They're always watching.
Facts. But like, how do you feel about like? I don't know if you're tapped in last week, but how do you feel about Drake? Drake and Kendrick beef.
Oh gosh.
You know how Kendrick had 2 back-to-back shows.
And he played Not Like Us at both of them.
Yeah, played Not Like Us, and like. He was just like going around Toronto.
I thought that stuff was over, to be honest with you. I honestly thought it was dead in the water. And the fact that he did it, I don't know if it's him being more petty
Yeah.
or if it's him trying to make a statement. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but
Exactly.
it's been almost a year, and it's just like,
Yeah.
why? Why did you
Exactly.
keep it going? You know what I mean? Like, you made your statement at the Super Bowl, but like,
Yeah. Super Bowl. Yeah. Super Bowl
you
and should
made it
like cut it.
internationally known,
Yeah.
and everybody blew that up for weeks after, and then now you
Exactly.
want to bring it up again in his
Yeah.
hometown? Like, I don't know. To me, it seems a little bit petty. It seems like he's just carrying it on a little bit too much. I didn't
Yeah.
even know they were beefing when they first started beefing, just because I don't pay
Yeah.
attention to the commercial limelight like that, like
Oh
I
yeah.
used to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I didn't know until like a week later that they were
Mhm.
actually beefing. I'm like, what? They're beefing? Why? And
Yeah.
then
It's
everybody's like, how do
crazy.
you not know? So like that's how
Okay.
out of the loop
Okay.
I am.
Yeah.
So I mean, if he's playing it, sure. I guess if his ego needs to feel a little bit more tapped in with it, let him do it.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
from the outside, it doesn't look good. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I just feel like the beef like needs to like end. You know what I'm saying? And Drake like did like take an L, but
Yeah,
you know
Drake
like
definitely took the L in
yeah,
that one
took the
for
L,
sure.
but I feel like he could bounce back. You know what I mean? And maybe hit like kind of juggle a few more jabs. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the
And
only thing I don't like about beef in today's world versus beef when we were growing up
yeah,
is
yeah,
like beef was actually just beef back then.
beef.
Like if you didn't
Yeah,
like each other, you didn't like each other, but your life would
yeah.
carry on.
Not for real.
Nowadays, if you get people got beef, it's like, oh well, whoever lost, let's cancel them. Their career's
Yeah,
over.
cancel
Like they're
them.
not worthy of it. It's like
Yeah, yeah,
two people had an altercation that didn't even concern you, and you're gonna dictate if his music
yeah,
and his career is worth it. Like that's the only thing I don't like. But
yeah.
other than that,
Exactly.
let people do whatever they want.
Yeah, that's the thing these days. Like cancel culture. You know what I mean? Once you get mixed up with that, you know what I mean? It's
It's stupidly
it's
real,
hard
and
to
it's
get out of it,
unfortunate,
man.
man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so unfortunate. That's why it's like you literally have to say, "Don't cancel me" before certain things, right? Just
yeah.
to, and it's sad because like while there's some truth to it, you're kind of making a mockery of it too, right? So
Yeah,
it's weird.
exactly.
It's so
Yeah.
weird.
Well, like you know, in closing of this interview, man, I just want to say thank you for coming.
Absolutely, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Just a few more questions.
Yeah,
Where can we find your music, your new Christian music, and yeah, like just tell your fans
yeah,
where to
absolutely,
find your music and your
absolutely, yeah, man.
content and everything, bro.
Yeah, so you can tap me in, SinSeer, SINSEER, but online and on socials, it's only SINSEER. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, on all streaming platforms, mostly Spotify and YouTube. I'm gonna start developing that. I got some new projects in the works. I got some music videos with my man behind the camera right now coming up soon. I got some content coming back out. Like I said, once this court stuff wraps up, you can tap into my socials. You can find all that history about my testimony there. And like I said, go check my newest project that just dropped, the Prologue Identity Crisis. And that's got my whole story in song for y'all to listen
Run it
to.
up.
All right, tap in.
Yes, sir. Well, I guess in closing, one last question. Well, it's not even really a question, but like you remember the Obi Trice
Yeah,
show last year, man,
yeah, man.
on my birthday, man,
Yeah,
and
bro.
we went to meet and greets and everything, and
Yeah,
we were smoking with you know D12 and Obi Trice,
that was a
man,
day, man. That
bro.
was a day.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best days of my life,
That
yo.
was dope, man. That was
Yeah,
dope. Definitely a good day to look back on and reflect on like where this music has taken
yeah,
us. You know
yeah,
what I
for
mean? Like
real,
growing up
exactly.
listening to those guys and
I
like bumping them in
know.
our house parties, and all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like I'm on stage with them later that night.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
crazy,
Yeah, they brought
crazy.
us on stage and everything, man,
Yeah,
and
man, that was dope.
yeah, that's pretty
That was
dope,
dope for real.
yo. Do you think that Kitchener like needs more like legends coming to this city, or do you think
I
we
think
need more bigger artists, or what do you think we need
I
to
think Kitchener needs to expand, right? Like,
expand?
I
Yeah,
mean, we have the community for it,
yeah,
right? Like, even if I talk outside my Christian walk right now, like we have the community for it. Like, if you
yeah,
look around Kitchener Waterloo, there's a huge hip hop community here. It's massive.
exactly.
So the fact that we're not trying to advertise that and trying to bring more names to actually make the scene bigger around here, it's a little
Yeah,
bit criminal to the industry. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah,
hip hop wants to grow. Hip hop wants to reach the nations and like have now, when I say hip hop, I mean the original hip hop,
yeah,
meaning which is like love, community, and harmony, right?
yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
what it's meant to unify. So if we can still establish that, then I think we're in a good place because we have the crowd here for it. So
Yeah,
let's just get some
exactly.
people in here who want to establish the culture, and
Hmm.
let's make Kitchener Waterloo get off the
Yeah, well,
ground,
let's
man.
get it, man. And one last question. You know Franklin, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Kirk Franklin. How do you feel about him like twerking on like stage and
Stop.
shit?
Nah, just stop that. Stop that. I ain't even touching that, man.
Yeah, you don't have to answer that. It's okay,
Nah.
okay. All right, we're done.
All right.
From Your Endz podcast. Let's
Peace.
go.
Why do I try to lie through the things for a long survival? Enemies and friends all became a rival. I wanna fade away, but no road to drive to. Everywhere I look, something scary to see. There's a newfound love in this merry disease. I've been roaming through this life with a story to tell, trying to figure out my soul, is it heaven or hell? Look, I've been going through these phases, mazes, surrounded now by distant faces. Struggle on my life, hard to tell wrong from right. With the Bible on my mind, trying to figure the equation. Nobody but me, man, it feels so simple. Everything I see is a temporary rental. Devil in my dreams try to steal a good of me while I'm praying from my knees, cause I've been so sinful. I wanna talk to God, but I'm scared he won't listen. Confessing all the things while I've been stuck inside this prison. Diminishing the presence of all of the opposition. Opportunity to plant a seed for the mission. Barred to this life for way too long, and I know that better days are not too far shown. But the thing I can't deny, that the day if I would die, I don't know if I'd be sitting with that golden throne. So why do I try to lie through the things for a long survival? Enemies and friends all became a rival. I wanna fade away, but no road to drive to. Everywhere I look, something scary to see. There's a newfound love in this merry disease. I've been roaming through this life with a story to tell, trying to figure out my soul, is it heaven or hell? No. Why do I never have the answer? Question everything, but the truth keeps dancing. Stumble with the vision like my eyes got cancer. I'm sick of all the inner talk, stop with the banter. Take my soul and then make it free. I've been living with these demons and it's plain to see. I just need a bit of love while I take my sleeve. Now it's rumble with the devil, no more running from me. Load up my armor, now I'm ready for battle. I never thought that I might hurt with how my life so unraveled. I've been walking in the dark and been surrounded by shadows, and now they whisper in my ear about the things I should value. Look, I am too distraught, but no one listens. Time to knock and drop with ammunition. Bind and stop the clock that keeps ticking. Maybe I would want no contradiction. Triggers of my life, I'm using therapy to notice it, but noticing all the other quarters I never motion with. Emotionless to gather the notion for no more hopelessness. Yeah, hoping that my soul still survives because of openness. Where do I turn to? Where do I fall? I've been ringing off the line, please pick up my call. The little left of me, of the good that you can see, crying out for some help so I can find some inner peace. Oh God! So who do I call to? I don't know what I'm doing cause this isn't my strong suit. Everything I try just ends up as a falter. Looking through the lens I can't really see any farther. I'm messing with my senses looking for some direction. I crawl under my skin with some inner infection. I'm roaming through this life with a story to tell, trying to figure out my soul.